You've managed to call the name of all my bad cousins that I have not spoken to for a long time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Nigerians. I'm grateful that I've been invited to this forum to be part of it and to say a few words. It's one of the many useful avenues by which we Nigerians preach to one another, because it's a natural pastime of Nigerians that we preach to one another from time to time. What I can say, generally speaking, is that we are a republic. And in terms of politics, a republic is like a company full of shareholders. This country is not owned by any family or entity, it's owned by every citizen. And apart from the fact that we have duties as citizens, if you go and look at the Constitution, you will see that the citizen has duties under Section 34 in Chapter 2 of the Constitution. Also, we pick different roles to play in the Republic. And some will play the role of the fourth estate of the realm. They will be in the media. That is also a quasi-branch of our government. And if we're looking at that, the duty of the press, and by use of the press, I will use a very generous definition. The press includes radio, TV, newspapers, and all of that, and also now includes the social media. So whether the people operating there are professional journalists or not, the impact of this is that they disseminate information, some of which can be injurious, some of which can be useful. So we must agree that they are part of the press. A town crier in the village is also part of the media, because if he goes around the town and says the king is dead, the king is dead, and the king is not dead. So you cannot say, well, why did you listen to him? So the issue is this, that we have been guided by the Constitution. And I will say three things about the media. One, there are professional ethics that must guide the media. So when you mention ethics in today's topic, ethics of where? There is the human ethics, whether you are a journalist or not, to be humane, to be nice, and all of that. To be a good neighbor, to do unto others what you wanted to do unto you. That's ethics. You also have religious ethics. You also have professional ethics. So if you want to be a journalist, whether NUJ, Guild of Editors, anywhere, before they induct you as a member, they will give you the ethics of the profession. There is also national ethics for Nigeria, which is written in our Constitution, of what it means to be a Nigerian. You must have a person who believes in dignity of labor. You must believe in the dignity of the other person. You must be patriotic. You must believe in, have religious tolerance, and you must believe in the diversity of this country, which means that you must also believe in our motto, unity and faith, peace and progress. So if you have all of these equipped in you, and those are the things you teach in primary school and secondary school, by the time you become a journalist, they will guide you. Now, patriotism. Let me just conclude on patriotism. Patriotism is not a love of the government. Contrary to what people in government will do, I don't have a duty to love Buhari. I don't have a duty to love Oshibajo or Tinubu or Shetima or minister. But whatever disagreement I have with them, I have a duty to love my country. Therefore, I don't have a duty to love my political opponent, but I have a duty to love my country. So if we balance that, and you realize that if you are a shareholder in a company, and you disagree with another shareholder, you are not going to burn down the building of the company. If you contested to become the chairman of the company, and somebody else whom you even think is less worthy than you becomes the person who is chosen as the president or chairman of the company, you don't go and burn down the factory of the company. So if you balance that together, you will realize that love of your country does not mean you should not criticize bad acts. The same way our parents will flog us or discipline us doesn't mean they don't love us. So it means, therefore, that those in government might think patriotism means that if the minister steals money, you help him cover it. That's not true. But what it means is that you criticize the person, but you don't think that the government is hopeless, or you have a duty to mobilize against the government. You must always cooperate with the country. And I can tell you I've been all over the world. I've lived in many countries. I am not sure there's any country as glorious and as wonderful and as promising as the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Prince Adebayo. I think you used to be a journalist. I don't know, whether officially or unofficially.